How do my Tanglewood super shifting waxes work over colors other than black? Well, let's experiment and see. Hey, kiddos, who's ready to have a little fun with me today with my Tanglewood super shifters? We're going to do some experimenting, which is my favorite thing in the world to do. So if you are not familiar, my super shifters are metallic waxes that are color shifting, and they're suspended in wax, which is also colored. So that is a hint to what we are going to be playing with today. So basically, when you work with my Tanglewood super shifters, they reflect, okay? And they go over black. If you've seen metallic cars or you've seen, your metallic fingernails, look at mine. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, terrible. You'll see that it's the black, that dark color underneath, and then that, I don't know how it does it, but it just magically makes the mica and the pigments pop just crazy. But if there's no light source, or at a certain angle, if the light is not hitting it, your piece is gonna look black because it's not reflecting the shifters or the chromes. This client wanted something that looked kind of like a Carnival glass, but looked like blue from every angle with some color shifting on top of it. So we're going to experiment. I can tell you now that it's not going to pop off as much as the black, but I want to show you what it will look like because I do think it's subtle and beautiful and could work really well on your pieces. So what I did is I just painted this board with torrid teal and cerulean blue. Those are my metallic no wax chalk paints. And what I did is I just put a little pattern in here for us to play with because my super shifters like something to grab onto, all right? They want to kind of get in the crevices and kind of reflect and refract out. So they're best over something that has a little bit of texture. You can use them on flat surfaces, but we're going to do this kind of as a little in between. So I am just going to start experimenting and kind of playing around. I'm going to start with some of my white bases. So these are going to be the very best to put over lighter colors because there's no color in here that you're really going to see that's going to create streaks in your piece. So that's kind of like a pet peeve of mine. When you see people who use like a metallic gold, let's just put this on here. When you see people who use like a metallic gold over their piece, it looks gorgeous where they shot it or where they took their photograph, where they put the light on it. But from the other angles, most golds have like a, I don't know, kind of a brown base. So if you're looking from the other angle, it can just look dirty. So you want to be careful about the base of your metallics, how you use them. So what I'm doing here is I'm just loading up my brush and then offloading it. I just kind of want to get it into all the bristles. And then I'm just kind of swooping it around. And I'm going to keep moving this so you guys can see it at different angles. So right now it still looks blue. So her piece would look blue. But if we tilt it, you see now we get a little bit of that. Oh, I like it. It's not a lot of color. Hold on, let me get my light source a little bit better. I think it's blocked by my camera. There we go. It's not a lot of color, but it's a little bit green, just a little bit, little spice of green. Let's try something with a little bit more color in there. Let's do Nightshade. So Nightshade is like a really beautiful blue purple, which also probably won't show up as much against the blue, but we're still going to play with it. So I get a lot of comments when people get this in the mail. They're like, I ordered Nightshade, which is blue purple. Yes, it is, but it's held inside of pink. That's what I'm talking about. You kind of want to match up your colors a little bit to whatever your base is to at least make sure it's going to blend on top of them. So I'm just kind of following the path of this. And I want to make sure I don't actually see the pink. So if it gets a little clumpy, right, we want to spread that out because on one angle, it'll look really pretty, but on another angle, it's going to look streaky. So I just want to really help you guys learn how to use these in the best possible way. So now we kind of have that blue. Oh, that's nice. Don't worry, at the very end, I'm going to hold this up in the sunlight so you can really, really, really see it. That is a little bit of a trick of working with my super shifters. You need to have a light source and you need to kind of keep playing with that light source so that you can really see what you're doing. So let's try something that has a little bit more of a contrast. Let's do Dragon. Dragon is a gold and it's also suspended in a pink base. I can't necessarily explain to you why each base goes with each color. It's just kind of what would give it liftoff, I suppose. So there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. So already I can tell I'm going to go right through that There we go. I'm just trying to follow the lines. I did this once before and I stopped and I didn't go through the other colors and it didn't look good. So we're just gonna kind of go through and follow my little swirls. Now I like that. So we've definitely got kind of a gold going on top of that. So that's why I like the original shifters, because they're all basically suspended in lighter colors. So let's do Minerva. Minerva is what I named my piece, my very first piece that I did. I don't remember if we named the color for the piece or the piece for the color. Oh well, either way, it's gorgeous. So let's see, we haven't done that. Did we do that big swoop yet? I know it's hard for me to see. Here, let's do this one. Oh, that's gonna be nice. I get excited about every color, you guys. There's just no other way to put it. So I'm gonna go right up there. And you really just wanna load your brush. And I'm using the same brush. It's soft enough not to give me brush strokes, but it's firm enough to kind of press into all those little crevices, okay? Now, if I were doing this for an art piece, I would go back and kind of figure out what my overlap was. But for now, we're just kind of having fun. There we go. All right. So as you can see, we're definitely getting some fun effects. It's not popping. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't like give you the that you get when you put this over black, but it's still really beautiful. This is Wizard. Wizard pops really green. So let's see there, because I really like that over the blue. But it kind of depends on what you want. Not everybody wants a moment like I do. Not everybody wants it to be completely overpowering like I do. So that's why I'm making you guys this video, even when it's 100 degrees outside and my studio is an oven. All right. So we can keep playing with some of these, but I definitely want to show you some of what the super dupers are going to look like. Why? Because they're going to be a little bit streakier, I think, but they're also going to pop more. So let's start with one of my favorites. This is Dragon Empress. Do you see how much darker that color is? So really the trick with this is that you just need to really offload your brush, because we don't want to see the streaks. That's what we're trying to avoid. So I'm going to just go in here. Here we go. I mean, you definitely get more of an effect. There's no doubt about it. But you're just going to have to be more careful to make sure that you are a blending queen, okay? Because otherwise, the color in here that's holding the mica is going to show, and you don't want that. It's okay if it shows, but you're going to have to be more careful about it being really smooth. I hope that makes sense. But it's definitely popping. Definitely pops. All right, let's try another one. Oh my God, I'm dripping sweat right now for you guys because I turned off the fan. I hope you appreciate this. This is Delphine. This is one of my favorites. And I'm just looking for places here where I've done a swirl. I'm getting myself kind of lost, but that's all right. Let's do that right here. Let's just do that right here. Okay, that's really pretty. And this definitely looks more like what my client was going for. Like she wanted a bright poppy color, but I'm just gonna kind of go through, blend that out. And I was like, well, I would use the originals, but I don't know, you guys. I mean, if she can really blend it out, the super dupers might be a better effect. Harder to blend, but definitely more punch. Don't you guys think? Look at that. Let's try a couple more. Let's do everybody's favorite, Ursula. That's why we can hardly ever stay in stock with her, because she's so beautiful. We love her. So again, I'm just getting in there and then offloading. Let's see where I have an untouched. Where do I have an untouched swirl? Here, we're just going to make a swirl here. We're just going to make one because I think I got tired at the end and stopped swirling or something. So do you see there when I put it on too thick? It's not pretty. So, but if we can just blend it out. I think what might be the key, you know, is to make sure that whatever she's doing, she has texture that will kind of hide the brush strokes. And I think that's kind of what I've done here. It's actually looking better than I thought it was going to look because I've got these little textured moments happening in there, and the mica is getting caught in those crevices so it doesn't look streaky. So if you look just down at it, it just looks kind of aqua, but then when you tilt it, you get that blue-green action going on. So, goodness gracious, you guys, let's try Bathy. I think we just have to show her this and then let her decide which one she likes the best. So you guys, you can always reach out to me and say, Sue, what happens if? Because I won't always know, but you know what I am going to do? I'm going to make you a video and we're going to try it. We're going to say I don't know, what does happen if? Because these products are only a few years old and I'm still learning what they do. I'm still learning along with you guys. So that was really cool. Look at that. Bathy is popping. Let's put a little bit over here just for fun. And you can do a lot of different ways to make texture. You can use some of my pudding potion in your paints that'll thicken it up, and then you can do some embossing. I've got some videos on that. You can just do what I did here and kind of just play around with your brush and make strokes there. There's so many things. You could do a raised stencil. This is Tempest. I'm going back to my original shifters for a minute because I wanted to see how Tempest looked. Because I know that she really wanted something that was kind of blue-green. I'm going to go right here with that. Oh, look at that. That is pretty. That is really pretty. I'm going to go in here. I've kind of stopped following the lines, but that's okay. That's all right. It's so hot. And then I did something there. It's not really showing up. Whatever I did there isn't showing up, so I'm going to do something new. Let's do, I don't know. Phoenix is good. Arthur, Bethany. I think I want to do some more of Dragon Empress. Let's do that. That was really pretty. I want to drag that through again. And here's the other beautiful thing. You know, you can always blend your colors together. So I think that was Hemlock in the beginning. It just didn't show up that much, to be perfectly honest. But now look at that. Now look at that. And this was Unicorn, but we can also play around. Actually, no, that was is that Unicorn? This is me playing. That was Dragon. Let's do Unicorn. Unicorn's like a really bright pink. I have trouble keeping track as well. That's why I made you guys a color guide, and me. So if you go onto my link in bio, you will see my free download for my color guide. Let's go right here. Let's blend this one in. It's going to help you out a lot, and it helps me out too. Because it's going to show you the base of each color. So like if you really want a blue-green shift and you want to put it over blue, you know, that's what you should do. You should use like Tempest or Jester because it's got a blue base. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. All right, so what we need to do next is let this dry and then buff it. And I'll come back and do that with you guys because that's really where we are going to see how these colors play out. It's all in the buffing. It's all in the buffing. Hold on. I want to, that swirl's bugging me. I need it to resolve itself. I need it to resolve. Sorry. It's just like sitting out there. I think that was Delphine. When I'm doing these, I have to make sure I only have the colors in front of me that I'm using because I will just completely mix them all up, which actually is fine. It's fine. So I'm just going to go through there and overlap them, which is actually kind of pretty. And also, if you wait for them to dry, you can then go back and do a whole other color on top of it. Yeah, you can. That's the magic of it. All right, I'm going to do one more here just because I have to push it too far. Let's look at Jester. And I'm just gonna drag. I'm just gonna make up my own rule. I'm gonna go right through there. Ooh, I kind of like that. Jester. Like you can mix the shifters and the super shifters together. And I didn't even wait for that to dry. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry now, and then I'm gonna buff it, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what it looks like. And maybe I'll put the jars back on all these. I don't know, maybe not. All right, kiddos. Yeah, I had a little fun. So this is what the colors look like, not buffed. Okay, so you can see from every angle, it is bright and colorful. And no matter what, you see a color because you've got that blue background going on. So let's see what happens when we buff it. Let's see if we can give the client the result that she asked for. There we go. Now, buffing, you just need either a brush or a clean, dry cloth, something soft. Let's do this right here. Oh, now that I've opened up my my door there, you can see so much better. Imagine that. All right, here we go. Can you see how it's really starting to pop right there? I've just waited, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I would wait overnight to do something like this, especially in the areas where I kind of put it on pretty thick. So for comparison's sake, here are the super shifters against the blue. So you're seeing kind of primarily blue. But here are the super shifters over black without a huge light source on them. So it's subtle, but you can definitely see that it's a black background. And if I turn this around, sorry for all the mess. And now with the light coming in from outside, ba-boom, it's definitely popping more. See what I mean? So, what do you guys say? We're going to take the win on that? We're going to take the win and say, yeah, they do work. Let's look at the shift. So not only do they have the color, they still have the shifting color. Hold on, let me see if I can get this. I need like a super shifting stand. They kind of work that way. There you go. All right, you guys, I hope you had some fun with me today. I would definitely call this a very successful experiment. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you'll give it a try and try any colors you want. I would definitely recommend the metallics because they will enhance it even further. All right, comment with any questions you may have. Have a great weekend. Bye.